Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cram Jam. I'm Jack, also known as Peebus.
I'm Chris, also known as Erica.
I don't give a fuck about the fucking Marvel movies. I mean,
Run,
Oh,
run,
God, no. This is like a
run,
horrible
no,
start.
run,
Uh-oh.
run.
no, no,
I'm Anthony, known
no.
as Lamp.
Anyway, so if
Oh
you didn't
God,
notice by Marcus's declaration that he hates Marvel movies, we're talking about a DC movie.
no, I like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's fine. I like Spider-Man.
All right. Anyway,
Do you know
So-
what Marvel and
Marcus's
DC are?
episode.
So what?
Do you know the difference between Marvel and DC? Marcus?
One has Spider-Man and one has bitch ass fucking. I will fucking bully the poor Batman. I don't give a fuck about that man.
Bully the poor.
oh my God.
Yeah.
That is Batman's common theme. That is usually
Yeah,
what he's doing
absolutely.
Yeah, honestly.
on most nights.
Yeah.
All right, so we're talking about the Snyder Cut of Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Woohoo!
I'm going to give a quick history lesson for those of you who aren't aware of what makes this an important release. In 2017, so let's go back a little bit. We're going to talk about Batman v Superman for a moment.
Dude.
So Batman v Superman was released, and it was horribly panned by critics. And so right after that movie
horrible.
was released, they had already started filming Justice League with Zack Snyder set to direct. But everybody hated Batman v Superman. And so
Yeah.
close to the end of Justice League's filming schedule, like right up at the end of it, Zack Snyder announced that he would be quote unquote stepping down because so he could deal with his family's recent loss of their daughter. But that had happened like a month prior. And so a lot of people think that he was just fired and covered it up. So then they hired Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon is the director of Avengers, Age of Ultron. He like created Firefly and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's a horrible, horrible person. And so he was hired to finish shooting Justice League. And by finish shooting, we mean reshoot
Do
about
what
80% of
horrible
it.
people do best.
Exactly.
And rewrite everything.
And so he reshot a bunch of stuff. Then they released it. It made not enough money. And
It was
again,
terrible.
everybody hated it. And it was bad.
Including the cast, except for Henry Cavill for some reason.
I don't think Henry Cavill really gave a shit because most of his scenes were kept in the movie. But
I think
for
he's just
example-
more upset. He said on record he's more upset more than anything that they didn't keep his mustache in.
That's another thing. That's another thing. When they started doing these reshoots for Justice League, Henry Cavill had already been hired as the villain in Mission Impossible 6. And he grew like a mustache and some stubble. And so DC, Warner Brothers, were like, hey, is it cool if he shaves this mustache? We'll pay you to CGI it back on. And they're like, no. Fuck you. And so they're like, no, he's keeping the mustache. You have to pay to CGI it off. And if you don't know much about visual effects, that's nearly impossible. So it resulted in these nightmarish scenes where it looks like they had to. It looks like Henry Cavill never had an upper lip and they had to build one for him. It's so horrible. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch just like a supercut of those scenes of the CGI Superman. But anyway, so
This is a Marvel reference, but I heard that that in the Thor movies, the actor that plays Thor, I don't remember his name, but he was so ripped they had to edit him to be less swole.
I know that's
checks out.
actually a Henry Cavill thing too. They padded his suit, his Superman suit, just because they pad most suits just to finish muscle definition. And then when he arrived on set, he was so fucking ripped that they had to take most of the padding out because he just didn't need it.
It's so funny. I love that so much.
Even better, the new Batman, Robert Pattinson. People asked him like, "Hey, are you like getting going to the gym for your role as Batman? And he was like, no, I don't really want to, so I'm not gonna.
I don't wanna.
It's really
Honestly,
funny.
valid.
Yeah, no, fuck it. Why would you have to? It's stupid. Anyway, let's get back to it. So anyway, fans of DC and of Zack Snyder, which if you're a fan of Zack Snyder, like a hardcore fan of Zack Snyder, you're a shitty person. Sorry, that's just true. Because most of his movies are fucking garbage. Anyway.
You're
so,
a shitty person because his movies are bad.
No, because his movies are bad, and also, like, have you seen the movie Sucker Punch?
I have not.
It's probably one of the worst movies.
Oh no.
Hated it.
It's so bad. Anyway, also most of his fans are like alt-right freaks. So let's get back to it. Fans of DC and Zack Snyder were clamoring for them to hashtag release the Snyder Cut, if you will. And this had been going on for literally 3 years. They've been begging for this to happen. And then finally, last year during quarantine, they were like, we're going to do it. We're going to finish Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League. He's filmed almost all of it. We just have to reshoot a couple of scenes and finish the visual effects. And they're going to release it on HBO Max. And then, lo and behold, the day is here. They have done it. And so we're going to talk about it a little bit. We'll try to keep it as brief as we can for a fucking 4-hour movie.
The mythical Snyder Cut.
4 hours?
It's 4 hours
Oh my
long.
God.
There was talk about releasing it as like a 4-part series. But
It probably would have been better released as a 4-part series.
I agree on
likely. I'm going to put a disclaimer here. Chris hasn't actually seen it. He watched a bunch of videos about it.
I was gonna explain what I've seen of it. I've watched reviews and video essays because I didn't have 4 hours to set aside. That was gonna be part of my criticism of it, was the fact that I didn't have 4 hours to set aside to watch the entire thing, you know? But if it was a show split up into like 4 episodes, 4-hour-long episodes, I would have been able to, you know, have time to sit down and watch it.
Right.
But I did have time to watch, 10 to 30 minute long videos explaining it and explaining, the differences between, because I did see the original Justice League in theaters and went, wow, that was a bad movie. I enjoyed that because I enjoy bad movies because I enjoy laughing at them.
Yeah.
So I was like, I thoroughly enjoyed the Justice League movie originally because while I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies and stuff like that, and I love the older DC movies, a lot of the newer DC movies have just been, especially after Batman v Superman, I was just like, yeah, now I'm just gonna watch these movies expecting for them to be bad.
Birds of Prey is good though.
Yeah, I didn't actually get around to seeing that one.
Birds of Prey is like the only movie that I was like, I actually enjoyed this and I have no notes. Thank you.
I love Birds of Prey.
Anyway, so
Guess I'll have to check it out.
I have a page full of notes for Justice League, just that I wrote down as I was watching it. It's been like a week since I watched it, also. So
I have one main critique of the movie that makes me want to just fucking throw it away. Like, I fucking hate it so much because it didn't have this. And Zack cut out Cyborg's Booyah line.
Oh my god, you just blew out in my fucking eardrums.
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
But Anthony, he never had a Booyah line.
Yeah, he did. He did in the first one. He said Booyah in the
I'm
first
glad
one.
they took it out.
Fuck you.
It's stupid.
That's Cyborg's thing.
It's
Booyah.
Cyborg's thing from a fucking TV show. He never says Booyah in the comics. But no, okay, let's.
Anthony, I'm sorry. I didn't know you said Booyah line. I thought you said booty line. Whereas he had a fat ass and now he does not.
Yeah.
And I was like, this movie fucking
He's a
sucks.
cyborg.
Anyways,
Look at
That's
that
what I
fucking
mean.
robot donkey.
I will say Cyborg has the worst character design out of everybody. His costume looks horrific. But
Yeah.
so I'm going to give a brief plot synopsis. So after the events of Batman v Superman, Superman is dead. Spoilers for this whole thing, by the way, because who cares? But Superman is dead. That's going to be that's going to be our catchphrase for all of our movie reviews. It's spoilers for this because who cares? Superman died. He was killed by Doomsday. And so Batman had a vision that the world is going to end. And so he needs to, unite the Justice League and solve the problem, while this otherworldly character named Steppenwolf comes, and he's trying to get mother boxes that have been placed in various parts of the world. And these mother boxes will then bring the world to an end, because the world contains something called the anti-life equation that a very, very evil alien named Darkseid wants to come and obtain so he can destroy the world and rule the universe.
Was any of this in the original?
Oh, the plot is the exact same.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, I've even seen the original, and this shit sounds like nonsense.
The Mother Box awoken because Superman died.
Yes.
And Darkseid is hardly in the first Justice League movie.
He's not. He literally does not show up at all.
He's not in it? Oh, I
Not
forgot about
once.
that.
He's
Yeah,
not in
no.
it.
That means neither is Desaad, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just Steppenwolf.
Just Steppenwolf. By the way, the Steppenwolf design in the original movie is so bad. It's like a gray-faced. It's like a gray-faced old man.
He
in,
looks
like
so
metal armor. He
stupid.
looks horrible. And in this one,
I
it's like an
remember when
actual.
they first revealed the big villain that the whole team was supposed to be able to team together to take down, and I'm like, okay, this guy's gotta look sick, and they reveal what? His little gray alien dude.
But this
The
version,
lamest looking.
this version's way more menacing looking. He's got this like sharp metal armor. He looks kind of sick as fuck.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's basically it. And so they're going to use a mother box to revive Superman so he can help them bring down Steppenwolf and save the world. So I'm gonna read a couple of my first few notes. I want
you to know, Jack, that the person who created Steppenwolf, his name is Jack Kirby.
Yeah, I know that. Jack Kirby. He's a
Mhm.
very famous comic book writer. Or
Very
comic
famous
book artist.
His name is Kirby.
Okay. Anyway, the first note that I wrote, which I'm pretty sure was in like the first 10 minutes, is this feels surreal in the sense that it feels like it's illegal to watch this movie because it feels like it should never have existed.
I mean, look, honestly, should it exist right now? If it wasn't for the internet, this thing would not exist.
That's
at this
absolutely
moment.
correct. I mean, there's other cases of director's cuts of movies that are largely panned being released.
Yeah, but they would not have done this one.
No, no, they wouldn't have.
Snyder actually wants to release the same movie just in black and white.
Which is stupid. It's so fucking dumb. Why would you release a comic book movie in black and white?
What?
They did it with Logan too, and I thought it was stupid, and I love Logan.
Oh, I forgot they did that. God, I tried watching it. Not worth it.
No,
Just
it doesn't
watch it.
add anything. If it wasn't
Yeah.
filmed in
No.
black and white, then it's pointless. Anyway, at 6 minutes and 30 seconds, I wrote, "This is already too long." I could not possibly tell you what was happening. I think okay, here's the thing. The only reason that this movie is 4 hours long is because they kept every piece of footage that Zack Snyder shot, whether it's important or not. They kept it. So if there's like it's literally from action to cut, they keep scenes. There's so many fucking shots that I'm like, you probably could have cut away from this by now, and it just keeps dragging on with like the same image of Lois Lane's face just standing there.
They could have cut like 90% of Lois Lane's parts too, because some of it's just her walking for like 5 minutes.
Correct.
What?
It's literally the only reason it's 4 hours is because he didn't use not a single piece of Joss Whedon footage is in this movie, so it's all things he shot. And it's specifically, you sometimes film scenes that you know are filler that are probably going to get cut.
Yeah.
Right. And they're all
they
there.
did not consult him
I
beforehand.
assume that you wrote this is too long already because Superman's death is like the 10 minutes long. Like
I'm pretty sure,
fucking long.
I'm pretty sure that I wrote this after I had to watch like a full 2 minutes of Batman fucking like stringing up a horse. So
What?
It's horrible. It's so annoying how long these scenes take. But and anyway, I wrote why the fuck are they singing? is one of my notes because
They sing.
okay, I should explain. So in the first scene, that first actual scene, Batman goes to a Icelandic village to confront Aquaman, who, by the way, he talks to like the village people, and Aquaman is there, and he talks to the people of this village like Aquaman isn't right in fucking front of him, and he knows what he looks like, but he pretends like he's not there. And anyway, then they just walk. He's talking to Aquaman or whatever. Aquaman swims off, and then the people of the village, like 4 women in the village, just start singing a song in Icelandic for no reason. Again, this is
And
one of
there's
those
one
things
girl
that's like
who
you should have
pops
just
off.
cut it.
Yeah.
There's one girl who pops the fuck off.
I mean, they sound good, but why is it there?
I don't know.
What are they singing? There's no captions. You have no idea what's happening.
They're saying Aquaman is nice. Aquaman is ice.
I've then continue, please.
The first hour of the movie is essentially just Batman trying to recruit people and failing, and then eventually them coming.
Oh yeah, the first 2 hours, so long. The second half of this movie is pretty good, but the first 2 hours too long. Cut it. Cut all of it. Cut the whole thing.
Agreed.
Anyway, I wrote
Yeah.
the Wonder Woman theme.
Something I heard was that it would be better.
Hello.
Hello? Oh, sorry. I started talking. I don't know how much I'm lagging.
Continue.
Sorry. Something I heard is that this would have been better also split into 2 movies. But an argument I heard against that was that the first movie would be a really shitty movie, whereas the second movie would be really good. Because
That's
the
exactly
first
correct.
2 hours is so boring.
That is exactly correct.
Ugh.
It would feel like you watched a 2-hour-long trailer.
First movie
Yeah,
gist.
that's what I
The fact that he's recruiting people. Wonder Woman has a 30-minute part where she's battling bad guys and shit. There's an alien coming to Earth. They want mother boxes. The end.
Yep.
Wait. I have a theory. What if, because they included all of his footage, right? You know how sometimes they will film extra things for, the trailers and stuff that doesn't end up getting put in the movie?
Yes.
That kind of stuff. What if he filmed that stuff too, and they just threw the trailer stuff in the movie too, and that's why the beginning feels like it's a 2-hour-long trailer, because it's actually 2 hours of their trailer footage.
It's definitely what happened. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot. Also, Lois is grieving.
Well, yeah. Because
I needed to implement that.
her
'cause
boyfriend's dead.
That was the whole point of them putting so much footage of her.
Yeah. But I wrote here, the Wonder Woman theme fucks. It's so good. It's incredible.
I have heard the Wonder Woman thing.
Fox.
The Wonder Woman theme fucks hard. It's so good. It's just this sick ass electric guitar. It's beautiful. Okay. Another reason why this movie is 4 hours long is because about 40% of that time is spent in slow motion. There's a whole scene. There's a whole scene. The scene's also in the original, but it's much longer and makes much more sense. Where Steppenwolf comes to Themyscira, which is the planet of the Amazons. The island of the Amazons. He goes to Themyscira, the island of the Amazons, and chases them down for the Mother Box. And there's a part that's fully, the whole thing's in slow motion, and it takes about 10 minutes. And it's so unnecessary. It's painful. And I'd love to see what the runtime would be if somebody just took everything in slow motion and made it normal. I'd really be curious.
Oh my god.
Because I think it's a significant difference.
I ended up falling asleep during one of the slow motion parts and having to replay from that part.
Yep. Also in that same scene, I wrote down, Zack Snyder hates horses. Because Steppenwolf fucking destroys so many horses. And it's like dedicated full shots of him like throwing them upside down and knocking their legs out. It's it's really gratuitous.
What the fuck?
I also said
instead of the no animals were harmed.
Oh yeah.
Instead it's like 30 different horses were harmed
Yeah.
in the making of this film.
No
Joyous
animals were harmed except for all the horses.
horses. And it's Zack Snyder's signature.
I've wrote music. Why? Because during all of these Wonder Woman scenes,
What a
there's the most
question.
obnoxious, annoying vocalization going on, and it is so horrible. What were you saying?
Oh, I just said, what a question. Music. Why?
Oh, yeah. The cinematography is very good, I will say. The shots are beautiful. Zack Snyder knows how to shoot a cool scene. Doesn't know how to write it, but he knows how to shoot a cool scene.
They were beautiful, yes. Why was it in? Why was the aspect ratio 4:3?
Oh, great. I'm so glad you asked. I forgot to mention. There's a disclaimer before this film that says this film is presented in a 4:3 aspect ratio to preserve Zack Snyder's creative vision, which is the funniest sentence of all
What?
time, first of all.
What?
I read that and I literally said, "What the fuck?"
And second of all, there is no reason.
And then I went to my TV settings and then I switched it to stretch, so it was still 16:9.
Oh, that's horrible.
It was better.
By the way,
trust me.
if you don't know what a 4:3 aspect ratio is, you know what like an old box television used to look like? For some reason, this movie that was
It's a
filmed in
square.
2016
It's
is
square.
presented in that way. It's honestly, you don't notice it, but it's just so stupid.
A
Well,
10
he also wanted it black and white. He
Yeah.
also wanted it black and white. He might have wanted it as silent too, you know? So just take out all the actual dialogue and just put extra, like, pains after each line.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to add an extra hour or 5.
I wouldn't put it past him. I wrote the Flash scene is kind of sick. They completely cut this scene out of the first movie where the Flash like goes to some fucking like dog care place and he applies there. By the way, Ezra Miller, if that's his name, I don't remember.
That is his name. Yeah.
Okay, Ezra Miller is kind of fucking annoying, but
Yeah.
the scene it's kind of cool but kind of creepy, where he like watches a girl leave and then she gets in a car accident and he, as the Flash in slow motion, goes up, saves her from the car accident, but like stares at her for a really long time and then steals a hot dog out of the air and puts
I mean,
it in his jacket.
I would do that.
But the reason he did that is so he could impress the dog care person and feed the fucking hot dog to a dog. Anyway, it was...
That's supposed to be Iris, by the way.
Yeah, I know it. I know that. But
Okay.
but the name Iris means nothing to anybody else. And also, they never say her name, so what's even the point?
She's credited as Iris.
Exactly.
so-
Exactly. And there's a scene in Batman v Superman where a guy gets shot in the head who's holding a camera, and they just say, yeah, he was Jimmy Olsen, by the way. Nobody ever says his name, but in the credits it says Jimmy Olsen, parentheses, that guy we shot in the head.
Is that real?
No, it doesn't really say that.
It freeze frames. And it's like, hey, you're supposed to care about this guy. Dude.
Right before he gets shot. Freeze frame.
Yeah.
Arrow. Jimmy Olsen.
It says revive Jimmy Olsen.
Please, bro, I have a ray gun. I've also written here, the Superman theme also fucks. So good. It's the only good thing about Man of Steel. Great theme. Hans Zimmer. Incredible. Oh yeah, there's a scene where Wonder Woman and Batman are talking to each other about recruiting Victor Stone, who is Cyborg, and Wonder Woman says, he's a cyborg. And I wrote here, quotes, he's a cyborg. Fuck you. I hated that fucking line.
I'm very glad they got rid of the whole bridge where Bruce and Diana were like having love interests with each other.
Actually, I'm glad that they only had that little scene where like there's a little bit
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they like both reach for the computer mouse at the same time, and it's a little awkward, and it's kind of nice because again, that is something that happens in the comics. They get together, and it's quite nice.
I disliked it in the original Justice League, though. I think the little like hint towards it in this one was a lot better.
Yeah, that's because Joss Whedon hates women. Let's talk a little bit about that for a minute. There's full scenes where that were reshot for the Joss Whedon version, where the camera is placed behind Wonder Woman's ass for the whole entire duration of it.
Oh my god.
He reframed those scenes just for that. He also added a scene
Yep.
where the Flash like falls on Wonder Woman's boobs, which is funny, I guess.
Haha.
And
That's
it's
an
so
anime
disgusting.
type thing.
And if you want to know why I said that Zack Snyder fans are idiots and they're terrible people, I was reading some Twitter reviews of this, and they were like, so much better than feminist Joss Whedon. And it's like, okay, if you knew anything about what you're talking about, you'd know that the last person you'd call a feminist is Joss Whedon, and all you're doing is calling
Yeah.
the thing that you hate a feminist.
I can't believe this. This is so. Ah, yes, fucking Wonder Woman, the literal icon of like women empowerment,
Yeah,
is just downgraded to just booby, ass,
yeah,
like
exactly.
look hard for this now. Like I can't believe it.
Exactly. And they cut, I don't know why he cut this out, but there's a super cool bit at the end where she's fighting Steppenwolf, and he says he says something to her, and something along the lines of like, this one, he says this one's mine. And he goes to fight her, and she says, I don't belong to anyone. And she fucking wrecks shop, and it's so good. It's incredible.
God.
But
Nice.
anyways, I wrote they fucked Cyborg, and then after that I wrote never mind. Because Cyborg turns around, and I'm like, God, this is the worst costume they could have ever fucking put him in. It looks like shit. It's all jagged metal. He looks like a fucking transformer. But he's way better than he is in the 2017 version, because he actually has that depth to him. Ray Parker, who I believe is his name, who plays Cyborg, he hated Joss Whedon, and he's been very vocal about it. And he's currently like leading a lawsuit against him on behalf of Warner Brothers. And he was so furious with what Joss Whedon did to his character, which is basically take all of the depth out of him and just make him basically an object for the plot. And
Not even that. He was just there. He was a side character.
exactly, yeah. Even though he's
I
a member
genuinely
of the, he's
forgot that
probably the
Cyborg
most
was in the original
important.
movie.
He's probably the most important member of the Justice League in this context.
Yeah, no, I remember I was so excited when I saw a trailer for the Justice League and I saw that Cyborg was going to be in it. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is going to be so cool. And then when I watched the original, I was so disheartened with how little screen time he had.
Yeah. But he's so
I did
much
like his
better in this.
booyah line. His booyah line was
God,
phenomenal.
no.
I was gonna call this movie racist, but now that he had a booyah line, I think I'm okay.
No,
with
I
that.
was watching this, and I was like, this is surprisingly like diverse and quite good in that sense.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of different I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I was actually very impressed with it because it is a Zack Snyder film. But anyway, there's a scene between Alfred. You're familiar with who Alfred is, right? Right, Marcus?
That's Batman's girlfriend, right?
Yeah, Alfred.
Yeah.
Alfred, Batman's girlfriend. Since
That's
childhood.
his last name.
His full name is Alfred, Batman's girlfriend. Anyway, there's a scene between Alfred and Wonder Woman where like they're just like hanging out in the Batcave or whatever, and Wonder Woman's like, "Hey, what you doing over there, Alfred?" He's like, "Oh, I'm fixing up Bruce's gauntlets so they can absorb heat and whatever, and redistribute it so that he can use them to block." And then he tests it, and she's like, "Good work, man," and then walks away. That's my favorite scene. It's such a good scene.
That's really cute.
That shit's ripped straight out of a comic book. It made me so happy to see that. It was so good.
Oh, really?
Yes. not literally word for word ripped out of a comic book, but that's the kind of shit you'd see, where just two people talking about what they're doing. That's all comic books are.
Yeah. And then they're like, "Oh, that's cool, man." And then they walk away. I like shit like that. I like human moments in like superhero movies.
It was so good. But right after that, I wrote probably could have. I wrote totally could have saved his dad. I hadn't. By the way, I didn't write something for quite a while because this is where it starts to get interesting. There's a scene where Cyborg's dad sacrifices himself in a Yeah, and inside of a glass box so that he can put a heat signature onto the mother box so that the Justice League can track it. And
That wasn't in the first one, was it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
It was an incredible scene.
It was a good scene, but it's one of those things that's like, come on, man. It's like it's just the screenwriters deciding not to let him go anywhere. So what happens is Silas Stone, Cyborg's dad, runs into this glass box that contains a laser, and he puts the mother box down. Cyborg comes in, and he's like, Dad, what are you doing? And then Steppenwolf is right behind him, and or in front of him, or whatever. Either way, the door's wide the fuck open, and then his dad closes the door, puts the heat signature on, and it like disintegrates him due to the proximity between him and the laser. And Cyborg's just standing there yelling. And he could have just ran in there and saved his dad, but he doesn't. And also, his dad probably could have just stood outside of the fucking glass box.
Yeah, he did have a button and everything. It was wireless.
He had a detonator. He could have just stood on the other side of the room.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed off that Thanos didn't bring Spider-Man's grandpa back.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Were you saving that? Like, you have that written down? Did you think this is funny? I'm gonna fucking present this shit.
Yeah.
My God.
Anyways, let's move on.
Okay. I wrote here, I fucking love Superman, because I do. I really fucking love Superman. And I love Henry Cavill as Superman. He's really good.
They used a mother box to revive him in a really cool scene with Barry Allen and shit. And Superman gets a new fucking suit.
Yeah, the suit's kind of pointless. It's just because, hey, remember this? The one that he wore in the comics when he came back from the dead? Even though he actually had a reason to wear it in the comics. Yeah, he's wearing it now because it's cool, and you guys are idiots, you the viewers.
It also is a precursor to the epilogue.
Yeah, I guess. I wrote pretty sick Batman, which I don't know what that's referred to. Oh, I remember. There's a scene where they actually have a plan in this one also. In the first one, they just go in there, and Batman's like, I'm doing this by myself. And then the Justice League is like, no, fuck you. But this time they actually have a plan, and they all have a specific role to play. But there's a scene where Batman's like just running through with the Batmobile, fucking wrecking shop with all these parademons, and it's fucking awesome.
And there's a whole point to get the shield down, which was really cool.
Yeah,
a
that
lot
was
better than the first one.
Well, there was no shield at the first one. It just went in.
The first one was just like, run, Batman, don't die.
Precisely. I wrote great score, because it is a great score. They use that Superman. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say the Superman theme from Man of Steel, look it up. It's so good. It's beautiful. It's just like
It's very good.
It's like a 6-note little melody, and it's just gorgeous. My favorite line in the whole movie, Aquaman gets like picked up by a couple parademons and like brought into the sky, and then Cyborg grabs him out of the sky because he can fly, and he's flying along, and Aquaman looks at him and he says, "My man." Best line in the whole movie.
My man, looking good. Slow down.
Exactly. Also, there's a really fucking funny bit. I wrote just ejector seat Lamau. Because Batman, he gets like a bunch of parademons are on top of his car, and he shoots out of the Batmobile in an ejector seat, and it looks just as goofy as you'd imagine it. It's so fucking funny. I'm the only one who thinks this is funny, and that's okay. It's really funny. It's so goddamn funny. I thought it was hilarious because he's just sitting in his chair flying straight up into the sky.
Now that I think about it, it is a funny sight. But the chair is fucking massive, by the way. It fully looks like a grave. A tombstone.
Oh, yeah. Also, there's like a racism joke in the first movie that they cut out. We're like,
what? Really?
Yeah.
What?
Like, okay, listen. There's a part where the Flash and Cyborg are digging up Superman's grave to get his body out. And there's a part, I don't remember specifically what happens, but like the Flash says something super insensitive and then like holds out a fist bump, and Cyborg just kind of looks at him and then just keeps digging.
The Flash says, "I watched Black Panther," and then he puts out his fist.
He said, "Dude, just watch 12 Years a Slave. I'm so sorry."
I just watched 12 Years a Slave and I, Robot. I'm really sorry, man.
Robot.
What? Like I, Robot from the Will Smith movie?
Is that movie about racism?
No,
No.
but that's my point. Is he's half robot
Oh,
and
okay.
half black.
I was so confused.
I mean, maybe there's like some classist themes to it, but
I don't think iRobot's that smart. I'll be real. I think it's just robots.
Dude,
I
I
think
just
it's-
watched The Princess and the Frog.
Oh
Cyborg's
no.
like, my man, because Jack Snyder's
Is that Jack Snyder?
I mean, Will Smith. Fuck.
Oh my God.
Princess and the Frogs, starring Will Smith.
Will Smith and Jack Snyder. Anyways, dude, the ending is so good. Like the final like scene of the climax is incredible.
It's phenomenal. But Wonder Woman fucking kill stole.
What's that?
Wonder Woman kill stole.
That was fucking cool. Okay, let's go back a minute. so the
Yeah,
whole
but he's a gamer.
their whole plan is
got angry.
Cyborg is going to connect himself to the mother boxes before they can finally create what is called the Unity, which is all three of them combining together to then bring Darkseid to Earth. And so he's going to connect to those, but he doesn't have enough power to separate them, so he needs the Flash to run around in a big circle as fast as he can so he can create an electric charge powerful enough to separate the boxes. And unfortunately, as soon as Cyborg's like, you need to do it now, Barry, he gets shot at by a parademon, and he gets knocked out of the whole thing. And they lose. And they don't do it. And so like this huge explosion occurs, everyone gets wiped out, and then it comes to the Flash, and the whole explosion just like washes over him in this like incredible light show. And he's like, okay, I have to run as fast as I can to reverse time so that I can fix this and to make sure we all don't die. And
This segment is about 2 minutes, by the way, which is a little bit too long, but it's very cool. It wasn't in the first movie.
No, not at all. Not at all in the first movie. But it's fucking amazing. He's like running back to the he's running to Cyborg from like miles away as the ground is forming behind him. Like as time is catching up to him, he's moving faster than it, and it's so fucking cool. It's like a comic book reader's dream, if I'm quite honest.
It was fucking
that's
phenomenal.
It was cool shit. And then he touches Cyborg, but it's like a really weird CGI shot of Cyborg's face as it moves past him.
I'm glad
He
you
looks
noticed
like
that too. I
he
was
looks
gonna
like he's
mention
made
that.
of wax. It's so weird.
He looked like one of those Adobe
Adobe
Fuse
Fuse.
characters. He looked exactly like an Adobe Fuse character.
That is correct. And then I wrote that's my jacket because at the very end Superman is like talking to Batman because Batman bought the bank that had taken ownership of Clark Kent's like old family house, and he's wearing a jacket that I own, and so I just wrote that's my jacket.
You completely forgot the whole Steppenwolf thing.
The whole Steppenwolf thing? Oh
His
shit,
death.
I did. Yeah. Oh, his death is incredible. Superman fucking lasers off one of his horns. Also, this movie is rated R for absolutely no reason.
There's a lot of swearing and then bloody.
There's not a lot of
Yeah, there's
swearing.
tons of gore.
There's
That's
2
what I
F
heard.
words and a lot of CGI blood.
That's two. If you say you can only say the fuck word once.
Well, there's
and
2.
then-
We'll get to the
Yeah.
third. You wait.
Oh
You
my
just
God.
wait. It's really
Right.
important.
Do you think that it's worth it? Do you think these F words are worth
Absolutely not. It's so unnecessary. There's just one. You know that like soundbite of the British guy going, "Shut your fucking mouth." You know that?
it? Yes.
It sounds like they literally just put that in at one point. It's like that exact
What?
noise. But anyway,
What?
and it's also said it's directed at a whole like busload of children.
I see.
Anyways.
Oh my God.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Steppenwolf. So one of his hordes gets ripped off, and then they toss him back to the portal, and then Wonder Woman in like slow motion. Only good part of slow motion.
Poseidon stabs him the shit out of him.
Who's Poseidon?
by the way. Sorry, not Poseidon. God damn it.
Yeah, King Triton.
King Triton from The Little Mermaid. Yeah, and then he sings "Fathoms Below," and then the movie ends.
Listen. I was thinking Poseidon because Zeus and Ares are in the movie as well.
Yeah, like 3 hours earlier. Anyways, yeah, he gets stabbed through the chest with a trident, and then Wonder Woman in slow motion cuts his head off right before he flies through the portal, and it's actually fucking really cool. And then his head falls down in front of Darkseid, and Darkseid's minion is like, "What are we gonna do now?" And he's like, "Gather the troops. We're fucking headed to Earth."
Darkseid also crushes his skull with his foot.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Anyways, then there's an epilogue. Everything's fine or whatever. They keep in because for some reason Zack Snyder couldn't possibly have a post-credit scene, so instead all of the scenes that should be during the credits are just shoved in at the end of the movie.
The epilogue, by the way, is 25 minutes long.
Yes. So the epilogue happens. Also, there's a scene where Martian Manhunter, who is a shape-shifting alien, pretends to be Clark Kent's mom for no reason. That should have been cut out.
I agree.
Completely unnecessary.
They could have just had Martian Manhunter in there.
Or they could have just not had him in there, because who cares, and nobody knows who that is. Anyways.
He wasn't in Justice League originally at all, right?
No, he wasn't in Justice League, original Justice
I was
League.
going to say, I do not remember Martian Manhunter ever making an appearance.
No, he was completely cut out, because he should have been. It's just completely unnecessary. Anyway, yeah, we get to see like him come back and talk to Bruce Wayne after what is okay. So there were only 2 scenes that they filmed for this, other than their original shooting schedule. Two scenes they reshot last year, and they appear at the end. One of them is the second one, which is Martian Manhunter comes to Bruce Wayne and is like, "Hey man, your parents would be proud of you." And for some reason, Bruce Wayne isn't like, "What are you talking about? Did you know my parents?" Mr. Green Alien Man. Instead, he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, thanks."
and then he fucks off.
And then Martian Manhunter flies away, and Ben Affleck's just standing there like, "All right then," and then he goes back inside. But the one that comes before that is the fuck. I don't even know how to describe it. First of all, this scene starts with what looks to be a Halo cutscene, because it's the worst CGI of a parademon throughout the whole film, and you can tell that they did it in probably like 2 weeks. And it's back to that like nightmare sequence that he had in Batman v Superman, where the whole world has been taken over by Darkseid, and Superman is like works for Darkseid, and there's barely anybody alive. And Batman has a conversation with the Joker, as portrayed by Jared Leto. Apparently, if you have seen the trailer, he says the infamous "We live in a society" line. Jared Leto,
yes,
he improvised that line. And then they cut it out of the movie. It's just in the trailer. And anyway, but there is a line that I think should be even more famous, and I've written it down here. He says like something like basically the whole conversation is, "You're not going to kill me, Batman. You need me," which is like the run-of-the-mill bullshit that they always talk about. But there's a line here that he says, if I'm gone, who's gonna give you a reach around?"
I'm sorry.
The Joker.
Alfred, my girlfriend. Shoots him in the head.
And by the way,
actually, this movie is actually very good. Actually,
this
is good.
That last F-bomb comes when Batman says to the Joker, "When I kill you, and I will fucking kill you." and then he goes on to talk
What?
about it. It's completely
What?
unnecessary. It's
That's
so
so
cringy.
unnecessary. Yeah.
It's so cringy, and the whole scene is so unnecessary. Anyway, that's it.
I
And
want to
then-
watch this dude.
And then he wakes up, and the Martian Manhunter comes to tell him that he's proud of him or whatever. Then the movie's over.
By the way, they redid the Joker,
Mommy's proud.
and he no longer has all those tattoos and everything. For some reason, they tried to mimic Heath Ledger's hair, which I think looks fucking ridiculous. I think he would have been
It looks
better.
nothing like Heath Ledger's hair.
It doesn't. Right, but it's
His hair,
long.
his hair just looks like Jared Leto just showed up on set and he hadn't showered for a few days.
I think honestly, I would have preferred the slicked back hair, but it is apocalyptic, so
Yeah,
maybe that's
but
the reason
also
why.
it's the apocalypse, but he's wearing like the puffy pirate shirt from Seinfeld, a black vest, and these big orange gloves. It's the worst costuming I've ever seen.
Oh, you also forgot the Lex Luthor epilogue.
Oh, whatever. It's the same thing as the other one from the old movie.
Okay,
Lex Luthor's
that's
in
fair.
a dumb-looking suit, and then Deathstroke comes up with stupid hair. Lex Luthor's like, by the way, Bruce Wayne is Batman. That's it. That's the whole thing.
This movie
He
is
just
not
died,
canon,
that's
by
all.
the way. So, Martian Manhunter, Darkseid, and I think that's it. Aren't included.
Yeah.
Cyborg doesn't have that whole backstory. The Flash can't reverse time or anything. So none of this is canon at all.
Of course, though, Zack Snyder fans are stupid and can't just shut the fuck up. So there's a now hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
Jesus.
What?
I mean,
would
honestly, I would much rather see a sequel to this movie than see a sequel to the original Justice League.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to see a sequel to Darkseid. I think that'd be phenomenal.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen.
So
listen.
I agree with them.
I came out of this
Oh.
movie, and my general decision about it was I think it's good, but now I've thought about it, and it's pretty good. So I'm gonna give this one a good job.
Yeah, me
Good
too.
job.
Marcus?
Cyborg doesn't have enough screen time. 0 out of 10.
Okay, he actually has a lot of screen time.
He's
I will
like
say
the main character.
he has a lot of
Okay,
screen
thank
time, and it's
Okay,
really good.
I-
If you want to watch it just for Cyborg, I think you should. He's very good.
Honestly,
Heard.
he's incredible.
It's actually just 4 hours of Cyborg.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. What if I want to see that. I'd watch that, like a movie that was like Cyborg's backstory.
They're supposed to be. They're supposed to have been a Cyborg movie, but half
Honestly,
the films that
it-
they've said were going to be released by DC for the past like 10 years just haven't been released.
Oh my
fun
God.
fact: Cyborg is the reason why he's a robot, aside from his accident and him almost fucking dying. He's actually part Mother Box, which I thought was really fucking cool.
Yeah, he's been merged with the Mother Box.
Oh, speaking of mother boxes, I don't know what the fuck my PC is. I wish I had one.
All right then.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
I'm gonna give my 2 cents on the movie. Darkseid, really cool. The whole anti-life equation. I think they should continue to implement that. However, I do think there's an issue with that. They mentioned that they haven't faltered to any planet. Like no planet has been able to like fight back or whatever the fuck, and they would forget which planet had the anti-life equation on it. Even though it's
Exactly.
the only planet that won. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
If they conquer so many fucking worlds, then why does Steppenwolf have to report back so frequently to Desaad?
Oh, he has to.
Darkseid's,
Well,
minion?
that's because Steppenwolf betrayed Darkseid in the past.
Yeah, but that fucking often, he's gonna have to do that 50,000
Oh yeah.
times.
Oh yeah. I completely forgot. There's another reason why this movie is 4 hours long. They literally copy and paste one scene twice.
What?
There's a scene
What?
where Steppenwolf whenever he gets a Mother Box, he has to stick it in this big metal rock, and then like it melts to form like a Star Wars style hologram of of his friend Desaad. And anyway, the first time it happens, he sticks the Mother Box in, it melts to show Desaad, and Desaad's like, "What are you doing? What are you up to?" And then he's like, "The parademons have been tracking down people who have the scent for the Mother Boxes. We'll be right on track soon." And
Yeah.
then maybe an hour later, he does the same thing. He puts the mother box in. Desaad forms, and he says, "What's going on?" And Steppenwolf's like, "Oh, well, the parademons are tracking the scent of anybody who's been near a mother box, so we'll have everything on track soon." It happens twice. It's the same scene.
I was pissed off when that shit happened. I'm like, why is this scene here? He didn't need to talk to him at fucking all.
It's really fucking funny.
If anything, they could have just argued or just bitched at Steppenwolf and like demoralized him, because honestly, that's what he's done the whole movie, and like I think it would have just been better.
Yeah, and then he like calls on Desaad again to tell him that he found the anti-life equation, and Desaad's like, "What do you want?" It's like you already talked to me twice for no reason, man.
He's like, I'm just lonely, man.
Anyways, I'd give, if I had to do like a 1 to 10, I'd give it a solid like 7.
That's the rating I'd give it to.
But it's a good job. Good job.
Good job. Again, fucking Cyborg's character, super cool. I really like the whole of how he hates his father but still loves him, like secretly or whatever the fuck. He's just like teenager angst, you know? You ruined my life, haha. Oh no, you shit, you're dead. Fuck. Now I have to save the world. Fuck.
That's what he says, yeah.
I love looking for continuity errors in every movie I ever watch. And I was surprised to see only one continuity error in this movie, considering it was pushed fresh together so hastily. But the only continuity error that I saw was Aquaman's hair, because it's blonde in some scenes and sometimes it's not. That was it. That was the only continuity error.
That's funny. That's quite funny.
Other than that, I really like what they did with the Flash. The whole reversing time thing. I like how they like show that he's kind of going fast enough to where at times reversing when he's trying to revive Superman. I thought that was super cool, super niche.
Some good
my
foreshadowing.
dad didn't even fucking notice it. But yeah, big job all around. Just fucking cut your movie more often. The Flash ran like a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, he does this weird like flaily run. He throws his arms in front of him. It looks like he's never ran before.
It looks like he's falling actively. Like I don't know how he ran for so goddamn long.
Well, he trips like 3 times.
Yeah. By the way, his hand while he runs goes like in front of his. He doesn't have any control over his wrist. By the way, his hand like flails in front of his face while he's running. It looks so fucking ridiculous. And they have like a first-person point of view at one point, and you just see a fucking hand flying the screen.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was so close to just losing it, but I was honestly so tired of how long it was.
Yeah. I think we've said enough about this. Let's move on to the surprise segment.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Wait. Before we move on to the surprise segment, I just want to say the day of this recording, Jessica Walter, one of the best fucking actresses, the funniest actresses to ever live. She was on Archer. She was on Arrested Development. Died today.
Yes.
At 80,
No.
and yeah, that fucking rocked my entire day, and I just want to say that really quick and be like, yeah, she was an amazing, so funny actor. She was one of my favorite characters in Arrested Development. But moving along, so today's surprise segment is really cool. And, so Jack already knows what it is.
And I probably know the answer to every single one, so I'll stay quiet.
Yeah, yep. Well, how about this? How about Anthony and Chris, you do it first. You answer first, and then Jack, you say
Jack
if
told
it's
the
right or
answer.
not.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. But this is regular show scenarios, real or fake.
I've never seen regular show.
Yeah,
This is like,
it'll be.
if I'm not correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like basic plot synopsis in like very vague terms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's going to be either like plot synopsis if you like look it up on Wiki, or if you like, or it's like a line in a scene. It's going to be as broad as
okay.
that to as intricate as that. Yeah, I wanted to do something like that. Okay, are you guys ready?
Ooh, I'm excited.
Very ready.
Yes.
All right, this is a very good start to one. A hot dog voiced by Tim Curry almost kills the cast.
The cast
Real.
has been like not
Real.
in the show.
Yeah, real life.
Yeah.
True.
In real life.
Chris?
Oh, I said true
Oh.
immediately.
Oh, okay. And then
And I'm sticking with my guns on that.
Yeah, this is real.
Yeah, that is real.
Okay.
What
It's gonna
the
start.
fuck? Almost kills? Elaborate
It's
on that. How does he
gotta
almost kill? Was it intentional? Did he fucking have a
Yes.
cat? What the
Look,
hell?
No,
it's
Rick-
way more complicated than you would expect it to be.
really quickly, Rigby just feels very useless and he keeps fucking up. So he thinks he's being helpful by getting hot dogs out of the freezer because there's no meat for like the barbecue, and the hot dogs are alive, and they say, "Yeah, we want to be eaten. It's like a pleasure." And then the hot dogs actually don't want to be eaten, and then they put everyone except for Rigby in like a bag that you put like steak in to like get like all the juices in.
Oh.
Yeah,
They
and then they're like-
marinate everybody.
Yes, marinate. That's
now
the
I'm
word.
upset because you said it was the cast, and I thought it was the real actors.
No.
Why would it?
no.
It's a cartoon. Why would that
No,
happen?
people
I don't
say
know.
that.
That's why I was so fucking surprised.
My
No,
God.
people say that.
You
Anyways,
said the
okay.
cast. I asked you to elaborate on the cast, and you said yes, the cast.
Yeah,
No,
it was
yeah,
a
people-
joke.
No, yeah, people say. Also, people say that they say.
Get to the next
cast-
one. Shut the fuck up.
All right. Pop says, "Yo, mama."
Real.
There's
Okay.
no way that anyone could ever say the words "Yo, mama." I refuse to believe there's any way that anyone could say it. Fake.
This is real,
Fake.
isn't it?
It is, but I kind of butchered it a little bit. Technically, he says "Joe Mama," but
Oh, whatever.
See, he doesn't say "Yo, mama." He
Yeah,
says
so technically-
"Yo, mama."
everybody is wrong. Next is Vincent has a girlfriend that keeps eating his gumballs and almost kills him.
Benson is a gumball machine. For those
Yeah,
of you
yes,
who are
I-
unaware.
Yes.
Also, the landlord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, their
Fake.
boss and their landlord.
I'll go
You said-
real.
It's real.
It's fake. What?
What?
When did that? No,
Fuck
that
yeah.
didn't happen.
Wow.
No, yeah, that didn't happen.
I know that Benson has like a plot about like a crazy girlfriend, I think.
Yeah, but specifically somebody eating his gumballs, and he can do that, by the way. In an episode, someone like does it, and like he literally puts a coin in and eats one of his gumballs. It's the gayest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But that happens.
Oh.
I swear I remember that happening. Oh well, next.
Yeah, I'm also going through all of the seasons. Like every
Okay.
single season is on deck for this game.
We're going through every episode.
Yes. Rigby gets
Pick a
stuck
line from every single episode.
Yes,
We have to guess
exactly.
whether or not it's real
Yeah,
or fake.
that would be not terribly boring. Rigby gets stuck in a unicorn fart cycle.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna.
And a unicorn.
I'm gonna
The sentencing is just so obscene. I'm gonna have to say true.
I don't even
Yeah.
know this. I'm gonna guess yeah. I don't recall.
Okay. Chris?
He said yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I can't hear him. Yes, that it is real. It's
Okay.
the scene where it's just a scene.
Oh, it's
where,
like a unicorn
yeah.
biker gang, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he
now I
gets, like-
remember.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Here's one. A fat-lipped bitch tries to fuck Mordecai.
That's real.
Are you talking about the guy?
Fat-lipped bitch.
No.
That's real.
No, a
What do you
fat-lipped
mean,
bitch
the guy?
tries to fuck
Who's the
Mordecai.
guy?
I don't know,
Who's
isn't there
the
like
guy?
a zombie guy with big ass lips?
What?
No, what?
Oh, the
I
coffee
don't fucking
bean?
know. No, I don't know, dude. I haven't seen the show. I don't know.
What is going on?
Why do you sound so sad?
Because I'm confused. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. Fucking fake. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's real. It's Muscle Man's now partner.
Oh right,
Mu-
shit.
Yeah.
Muscle Man is the one who I thought was the zombie guy because he looks like a zombie.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Pops gets a plant and the park has to survive. It's like a Little Shop of Horrors episode.
Real.
Real the way you described it. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stick with real.
Obviously,
That's
that's real.
that's actually fake.
No way.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
You explained that in such a convincing way.
No, right? But like that totally sounds like something from a regular show episode, right?
It really does.
All right. Robots tell the crew how to send the park back to Earth, but Rigby and Mordecai are sus.
Fuck off. Go fuck yourself. This episode is over. I'm cutting you off.
No.
Make sure to follow our socials at TramJamPod everywhere.
Like,
No.
and subscribe.
No, from now on, if Marcus ever makes an Among Us reference, we're shutting the podcast down.
Okay.
The end of
Okay.
the
Let
episode.
me just tell you that's real, but that I stripped that straight from the wiki plot synopsis.
First of all,
Except,
stop
like-
right there. It's wiki.
Yeah, stop
If you
saying
say,
wiki.
you say wiki one more
Wiki.
time, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
It's wiki, actually.
White.
It's a wick.
Yeah,
What's the second of all?
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Okay. All right. Okay. I have a lot, but I'm only gonna go do a few more.
Okay.
Mordecai sees Pop's cock and balls.
Real.
Real?
Real.
Yep, that's a
Yep.
very real episode.
That's the first episode of regular show I ever saw.
I have seen that episode.
I was really disturbed.
It's such a good episode.
I was like fucking 12 years old.
Okay.
Yep.
This one just says Zingo.
Is there any context? Does somebody say that? What?
No, no, it is a line that is repeated like 11 times in this episode. If you've seen the episode, you know exactly what
So
I'm
it's
talking
real.
about. Oh fuck. Yeah. No,
I'm gonna go with real.
that's Skips' cousin.
I've got
who's
a weird
comedian.
feeling.
Yeah. Whoops. Okay. These next few are the last few, and I'm gonna go rapid fire with these. Skips kills Rigby. Real or fake?
Real.
Okay. Muscle Man kills Muscle Man. Real or fake?
Real.
Wait, what? What the fuck?
Muscle Man
Yeah.
kills Muscle Man. Real.
Real.
Yes, it's real.
My
He
God.
kills himself. Yeah, not like on purpose. He does it accidentally because he wants to do a kill trick, and he has
Oh,
to
yeah,
babysit Death's fucking son. All right, and finally, Mordecai kills his chance to be a good person.
Yeah, that happens
What?
a lot.
Yeah.
That happens in
so
many
vague.
episodes.
So vague.
No,
You don't remember when he pushed Rigby into the eternal void because he
Yeah.
cock blocked him?
I do remember that.
but Rigby was kind of being a dick. But did he deserve him being
Did
destroyed?
he deserve to
No.
literally be eviscerated from humanity? No.
Oh my god!
All
right.
From a third-person party. What the fuck is happening?
Here, I have two episode descriptions that I saw on Twitter that were just too fucking funny. One of them is Pops gets stuck in the milk dimension.
Alright, goes to the fridge to get some milk.
And another one is the park gets audited and starts disappearing from reality because Rigby wouldn't hug his brother. It's so good.
One of the ones I didn't use was the ghost of Mordecai's uncle needs to give Mordecai his dollar back.
Oh my god. Also, Muscle Man gets told how to properly say "Yo Mama" joke, and he goes on a fucking murderous rampage.
That does happen.
Also, Rigby gets turned into a house by a wizard so he could throw eggs at it.
And then all of his friends die inside the house.
What is happening?
Oh, no, all right, come on. I really want a regular show episode here.
With the minuscule things I know about this
All right.
TV show, I am
Yeah.
just fun. I can't fathom.
I'm losing my fucking mind.
If you guys want a regular show episode, let us know in the comments below or on Instagram or Twitter.
Oh god!
You want to hear me
please.
just
Everything
fucking mindlessly scream? Just be confused.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, that's so good. I don't think I'm editing this at all.
Awesome.
I'm just sending this through. So if there's longer pauses than usual, I'm sorry. I don't care. Holy shit, that's funny. All
Pull
right.
Zack Snyder here and just fucking leave it as is.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's our inspiration for this. We're going Zack Snyder. This is the director's cut of Cram Jam. You hear all of our awkward silences and stutters.
Check.
Yep.
Can we put it in black and
Yeah.
white?
Yeah, we can put
All
it in
of
black
our
and white.
failed
No
intros
problem.
as well.
Here, I'll do it right now. Done.
Wow,
Hello,
it's
my
black
name
and
is
white.
Marcus Russell. Hey, did you remember to take up the trash today, Sonny? Hey,
That's just white.
nigga.
Oh, we're back in color now. Thank you.
Yeah.
I did the episode right now.
Okay, anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. Follow us at Cram Jam Pod on Twitter, Instagram, everything. We'll be back next week with whatever we're talking about. And, yeah.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Only 10% of you guys are subscribed, so
I don't think that's true. I think probably
I don't-
100% of the people listening to this are subscribed.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, turns out
But only
100%.
10% of your
Yeah.
friends are subscribed. Yeah,
Hmm.
so tell all of your friends to subscribe.
Please.
Listen today.
Yeah.
Tell them it's a much better podcast.
Yeah.
Tell them it's somebody else's podcast, and trick
Yeah.
them.
Tell them
Fool your
that
friends.
that we're actually Joe Rogan.
Yeah, tell them to
What's
listen to the Joe Rogan Experience, and then link them our podcast.
Perfect. Anyways,
All right.
thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.
good night.
Good night.
Joe Rogan signing out.